Up on the internet, what do you see? Clickbait, politics, dressed as comedy. Who's outraged? Who's doubling down? The GGHOP is here to turn it all around with an ancient idea called having fun. Sounds a little scary, stick around, don't run. In the next 60 minutes, begging you to try. Open up your echo chamber and ditch your tribe. There's just one mission by which we're led. To put there might be something that you'd like to know. What's GGHOP mean? It's your right to ask. The guaranteed, genuine, honest to goodness 1 hour podcast.
So that's what I was saying is smell my fingers and then you'd know. Well, good morning. I'm Bill Gant, your host. It's the GGHOP, the guaranteed, genuine, honest to goodness 1 hour podcast. We are broadcasting live from the tap room of Frankfurt Beer Works, located in the heart of the Christian Ridge Historic District. It's all sponsored by the wonderful people at Wilson Farm Market, fried chicken, fry pies, all sorts of tasty treats. Thank you very much. And of course, Frankfurt Beer Works as well. So I'm your host, Bill Gant, joined with James Swinford.
Hello.
The beautiful Karen Haynes.
Hello.
And our special guest today, the lovely and talented, beautiful Jessica Eimen.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, hello. Well, before we get into it, just a few things to know. Okay. Guests coming up really quick on the Wilson Farm Market calendar. This Friday, Cindy Lovelace from Shine 99 was on the radio for over 30 years. She should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. I can tell you guys are excited. Let's go to next week. Oh, next week. Now, I had a pre-interview with this guy last night, Aaron Galashan.
Pre-interview.
Oh.
And I want to clear something up. I did say that Aaron was like the manager, like running Grand Park in Westfield, this huge 400-acre complex for sports.
Is he the janitor?
I believe he's the manager of a section, right?
Yes, he is the assistant superintendent of the baseball side.
Yeah.
All the baseball fields. Yeah, so when I found that out, yeah, like you're saying, it was 6 baseball fields from March to November.
That's all.
So, you know, he's kind of lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he was telling me a story that last year they had the women's college softball national tournament was there.
Yeah.
There was, you know how many teams were there
Ooh.
for a tournament that size?
At least 12.
Karen says 3. You're close.
At least 12?
At least 12. There was 150.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
So, you know, so come join us for next Wednesday when
Not into sports.
lazy Aaron Galashan will be here because he doesn't do anything. Some of us have to work for a living. Yeah, that's all he does. Pretty much nothing. But then he also, he was a semi-pro football player, and there'll be plenty of good stories there. Then next Friday, 22nd, our benefactor, Scott Wilson, will be here.
Woohoo.
So we're going to put on nice clothes, our church stuff. We're going to be on our best behavior.
Church stuff.
Okay, and on the 22nd, he'll be drawing for the freaking Franklin's worth of food from the farm, the $100 gift card. He'll be pulling that out. That's still out there. Karen, how do people get involved in that?
I believe they're supposed to email us at TheeGGHOP.gmail.
At Gmail.
At
G-
Gmail.
at Gmail.
Sorry.
Very good. Nice one. All right. Very cool. Then after Christmas, Hunter and Taylor from Luna Worldcast will be here. And on the 29th, Jimmy Ramos, who's got a nice thing, what we're doing with the coach kids.
Yeah.
And you'll see these on here. These are signs I made. They're
Yep.
kind of hanging just barely. So we made this thing that if they happen to fall off or whatever during the show, that we donate $10 to coach kids. I believe
Okay.
we're up to $70 now.
Perfect.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
for the holiday season, something nice. So if they happen to
I know yours is a little loose over there.
fall off, that's $80 for the kids now.
Okay.
That's
10
the
more
gorilla
bucks for the
tape
kids.
on yours. Heard you were a
Also,
thrower.
on the 27th, when Jimmy's here, he's going to draw for the basket.
Yeah.
The what is it
Amanda's
called?
basket.
You named it.
Basket of Beauty.
The basket of beauty. Nearly a $200 value. Stuff for your face, your hair, maybe your feet. I don't know. I didn't look through the basket
I don't
good
know. I
enough.
All
didn't
the
look that
things.
hard.
All the things.
Yeah.
But same thing. And when we admitted it, you just need to say, I want the basket. I originally, Jessica, I said that the people had to tell us why you needed this beauty. What would you use it for?
I'm ugly
They're
as
like,
shit. I need
That didn't go well.
No,
Ain't gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
doing
How
that.
about just an email? And again, all the emails you do for these contests, we just print one off, we put it in the hopper, and when it's done, we shred everything. We don't keep anything. I mean, you don't even have to follow us or
Unless
like
you wanna
us
be
or
pen
even
pals.
watch.
But we
pretty
appreciate it.
much.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Really, there's no obligation on your end whatsoever. Yeah, so we're safe. We're good. All right, Jessica.
Hello.
So we started with a story. Got a fun one for you. Okay. This was let's see. I'm on the wrong side. No, I got it. Okay. These dang cards.
You don't have his color coded
The
cards.
special
now.
cards.
Yeah.
This is
Ran out.
mindbodygreen.com. And the title was, How Often Do Married Couples Have Sex?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the study, the one they talked about, 2018, an N of 660. Karen, what's an N mean? What's that mean? I've been teaching them psychological statistics.
I'll take
N
it.
is there were 660. That means that's how many people participated in the study.
Oh, I'm like, I'm
I'm
lost.
like, I'm lost also. I have no idea what you're
A
talking
quick
about.
joke for the statistical psychologists. What's a statistical psychologist's favorite car? A Nova.
I know.
It's a Nova
I'm
is
sorry. I have
a Nova is a Nova is a type of a vehicle, a car.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Nova.
yeah, yeah.
Used to
But
have
an ANOVA test is how you decide whether your experiment was to chance or it was on something you did or this variable. It's
See, that's where you lost me.
all two of you. No, it's okay. I serve a little bit of everybody out there. Okay. I also noticed before we get to this really quick, the views were a little funky on our last video. I think Rumble there was a cyber attack on Rumble. People trying to take it down, but it turns out
We didn't have anything to do with January 6th.
yeah
Nope.
we
We didn't.
But I think too. Well, the problem was, see, it's a newer. It's been around a while. This platform.
So
Like-
so that started when they kicked. Was this the one that started when they kicked Trump off of Twitter and then they made this so that, or was this the one that was like people were doing stuff on another platform and they decided to have this so they wouldn't get censored as much?
This was before any Trump stuff or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's from 20. I think they started in like 2017.
Oh, okay.
So it's a long time ago. It's just another platform, and then when I think I told you, I tell people to come on. I said, hey, we went with Rumble. It's just a better monetization. It's
Yeah.
just easier than YouTube. There's less rules, and we can have like outside sponsors and things
Right.
like that. I was telling people, a lot of people say that, gosh, Rumble is this right wing website with January Sixers and
Yeah.
and this and weird religious stuff and doomsday preppers and that's all it is. And I would just tell them that they're absolutely correct. And so we're on here doing something a little bit different. So we're like, yeah.
And also
us
as-
and Roseanne.
And also, as a tech note, if you actually download the app, you can listen to it without having to like pay for anything. Do your like headphones and stuff. Like most of
Yeah.
the time when you shut your screen off, it kicks off. Like
Oh.
when you're just watching
Oh,
like
yeah.
regular YouTube or regular
Yes.
stuff, it kicks it off. You can still listen to it while it's all off and everything.
Get the app.
The
little
app
bit.
is very easy to navigate. I
Yeah.
downloaded it.
Very
Yep.
good. Very good. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
careful, because like I said, they had the cyber attack.
Yeah.
And I guess they found out it's the see, there's a wheel down there that runs the servers, and there's usually two hamsters, and one was sick.
One was sick.
That's what the problem was.
Got the new
Technology.
new variant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So back to the sex talk. All right. So a 2018 study with 660 people in it, and here's how the percentages broke down: 25%.
They couldn't find 6 more.
666. The devil's number. 25% had sex once a week. Okay. 19%, 2 or 3 times per month. So, 17% once a month. 16%, 2 or 3 times per week. 10% had like no sex in the past year.
Brutal.
Not even with themselves.
I believe all this deals with another person.
Tandem action. Everything.
You got to be. It's got to be a one-on-one game at least.
Participant.
Yes, there should be someone else there. 7% had it once or twice in a year,
Wow.
and
Also
then
brutal.
Birthday.
my favorite 5%. 5% of these people had sex 4 or more times per week.
I just want to know, like, are you okay if you're having sex that many times a week?
Yeah.
Well,
Like what? Like what's
I
the
want to know
goal?
your address.
What's happening?
Help me.
Are you okay?
Where are you people? I need to find you. That's 33 people. Okay, out of the 660. Yeah. Man, where are you?
but like when
How
you
many kids do you have?
when
I
you
need to
first
know.
get together though, I mean like when you first get together,
Yes.
like the first I don't know couple years,
Sure.
you're still kind of going from when you got hooked up beforehand.
Oh yeah.
I mean I'm just
So it depends.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not saying. Well, I mean some people don't have that sex that much even when they're dating, but like
Yeah.
Right.
I mean
Well, that's
before I
important.
got married, I did. I was want to make sure that was what I wanted to stay with.
what you're saying is important in a
Got to
study.
make sure.
You know,
You know what I mean?
how old were these people? You know, are they
How long
Yeah,
have they
yeah.
been
are they
together?
60? Yeah, they've been together for 40 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Because it was a wide range.
because I believe those.
menopause involved.
Yeah, because those percentages just the lower ones are probably just as it's older and as you're married longer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what do you? We'll start with you, Jessica. What do you think is a good amount? And we talked a little bit about this before, but
I would say most people probably would say like the once a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think a couple times a month, 2,
Is-
3, 4 times a month, maybe.
that's good enough
That's
for you.
good.
That
That's
would
good enough.
satiate you.
That's good enough for me. I'm good with like once a month.
Really?
Let's cuddle.
You're like a camel.
Yeah.
Well, because there's other things than the actual act. You're
Sure.
saying that you
Yeah.
know you can make it
Yeah.
up for other
Exactly.
things. It
Yeah.
doesn't always have to be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Now,
how I
does your wife feel the same way? Are you
Yeah.
on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Totally.
Have you ever been in a relationship where you weren't on the same page, where you wanted to do it more or less, and they were bugging you, or
I don't
that
know.
ever happen?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I feel like women always feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm bugging them.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know if that's how it worked or what's going on.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe
So about
it's-
once.
Yeah, like
once a month would be
coup-
okay with you.
Yeah, once a month is good. Couple
Okay.
times a month is also fine. I
Okay.
mean, and we can go once a week if that's what you need.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the need needs to be filled,
So I like that attitude. That's a good
you know,
attitude.
we can do that.
That attitude needs to go viral.
So if your wife would eventually request 4 or more times per week, you would gladly do that for her because that's what she would like.
I mean, marriage is all about compromise, so
So maybe
we might
twice a
talk
week.
about that. I mean, like we could try, we can have a goal, but if we don't meet it, you know.
Sure, understood.
So
Karen, what do you think? Is this what do you think? And you've
I-
been married a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
married
I mean, you've been married a
while.
while.
I'm close to the 5%.
Really? Now your kids
good for
just
you.
turned off the stream. Come back. You're in the 5%?
I said I'm close.
Man, good for you. You're
Yeah.
always in a good mood.
Yeah.
That's
And that's why
why.
you cook all that gingerbread and
That's
get
why.
everything
Yeah.
done here.
I'm
Yeah.
getting it on.
See, the more sex you have, the better off you are.
Yeah, you're healthier.
Healthy heart?
And, yep.
You
getting
know what I
that
mean?
cardio in.
That's what I'm saying.
Cardio.
Yep.
God, there you are.
Good for you.
Great.
He's
plus
lovely.
also, kids adult age gone more, got more time. You don't have
Yeah,
to sneak around.
that
True.
You don't have to have
True.
Yeah.
that,
Out of the house
that
type
ninja
stuff.
sex where you're trying to sneak one in while the kids are doing
Yes,
something. Yeah.
the ninja sex. James, how about you on this list? Or where do you think you are? Where would you
I'm-
like to be?
I'm in the once a week category, basically
Excellent.
just because of schedule.
Okay.
I think it'd be more, third shift, day shift,
Because your wife's on the day and you're on the night. Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of that is, scheduling. For the most
You
of
have
it,
to,
a lot of
yeah.
it's scheduling. Once you get busier and you got jobs, you got things going on, sometimes you got to be like, hey, we need to hook up at this point, somewhere down the road here because,
Yeah, you got to get it done.
But if allowed, as many times as she'd let me every day, shit.
I see. I like your
So
attitude.
he'd like to
James,
be in the 5%.
No, I'd like to
Yes.
be in the 0.1%.
that's like
Give me
3 times a day.
Give me
Right.
like 2 or 3 a day.
See, I think I would like that too. And here's the reason.
For like periods of time. I mean, I wouldn't want to be like, oh, we're like 2 weeks a marathon, and no.
Yeah, that would be. Well, see, that's what I'm thinking is that
Little
I'm-
Jim wouldn't be able to do that too long.
Little Jim?
Yeah, Little Jim.
Oh, is that your name for your penis?
No,
Oh,
I just think it's funny.
okay. All right.
I think you should call it that.
Yeah.
Little Jim.
Little
Slim
Jim.
I don't want to call it Slim Jim.
Slim
It's not giving me any kind of credit.
Well, he told a story the other day off air. And let me tell you.
It's copyrighted. It's
Don't worry.
copyrighted.
Yeah, it's like when they call a giant guy tiny
Yeah.
because I got
Right.
John Holmes sitting over here.
It's just-
But I just like the chance because I feel that if ever, I was given the chance to do that 3 times a day or whatever, I think you should do that. Like, so if you're out there, do that for your man or your gal, whatever you wish, and then let them get exhausted with it. See, just let me put my finger in the light socket and get shot. Oh, now I get it. I'm sorry. Just let me try it and get exhausted on my own so I can come to the conclusion instead of it always being a fantasy that I never know and I feel that I could do it.
Like someone that wants to eat a whole bunch of sweets.
Yes.
Eventually they just get sick of eating so much of it because.
So you just kind of after a while, like, oh, I get it.
But I probably wouldn't.
I have a feeling I might not either.
Like,
Secretly, that's what I'm not saying.
I'm just like,
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
James and I are,
But we're
And
led
you're
around.
in the 5%.
We're led around by the short sword,
So
so we
lucky.
can't help it.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's testosterone.
So another study in 2019, this one had an N of 35,000. So then that's good. That's much more. The bigger the more representative. This one had this was 50% of the people were in a serious relationship. Okay, that were in this. They had sex once per week or less than once per week, and the study found that they were the happiest when it was once per week. So if you're looking for, and they're reporting that they're satisfied with that number.
Right.
So like once a week is like the magic number for a lot of people, which sounds like it was kind of for you.
Yeah.
And
But also, if you
schedule.
think about it, that's 52 times in a year. How much was you getting back when you were single?
That's
What
true.
you wasn't getting it 52 times a year.
There is that.
That's very
You know what I
true.
mean?
So you're happy regardless.
You're like a lawyer for the wife. Careful now.
Well, no, I'm just a lawyer for the ones that want to be more sexually active, I guess. I don't know.
So
Try to validate it a little bit.
there were some. They did give suggestions in here. Like if you're not happy, you're not like you said. You guys talk and you're good to go. You're banging every other minute.
The main
You
key,
schedule it.
The main key is talk. Most people
Yeah.
don't even talk. Some people be in a
feel like-
relationship and one of them will
Yeah.
be like, bummed out or depressed because they're not getting it more, and they're like, well, does she not like me anymore, or does he not like me anymore? And then
Well, that's where the
but they don't-
passive aggressive comes
and they
in.
don't talk. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they start doing things like slamming
Yes.
doors too hard, or
Yes.
saying shit under their breath.
That's how a
and doing stupid
relationship
stuff,
works.
right?
Yeah.
Well-
Sure.
What? Yeah, not for look at you over
Big
there.
words.
You're relaxed. So what to do? The first one, like you said, is just talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should talk about it with your partner. And I've got down here, I mean, even with the advent of the internet and everything visual, I think people still need to understand that talking is important. And there are several 1-900 numbers out there for every fetish. So talking about sex is important.
And we send like dirty gifts to each other. You guys
You
ever
do?
do that?
Like gifts, like actual physical
Animated
gifts,
sex
or
gifts.
the animated,
Yeah,
like on your phone.
It's like a cutout
Okay.
of a porn, people doing things.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is how
some of this
this is how
later,
I'm
and then
feeling,
just
take a
send that.
hint.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
So animated gifts.
Wow.
But I'm into smut, so that doesn't really. Yeah.
That could
Does
bump
she
things up.
but she likes that
Oh
too.
yeah, she gets
Yeah.
a kick out of it.
Okay.
I
Do you-
mean, but there was one time where I sent one, and she was in the middle of something I shouldn't have sent one at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like-
and everyone saw it.
No,
Oh.
she was like, "Oh shit," and put it away real fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got one of those messages midday. Better put that up.
So, did you send actual pictures? Do you sext back and forth to take a picture
Of ourselves?
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, check
No.
this out.
Nah.
You've already seen it.
She's fucking seen this. There ain't
Yeah,
nothing
it's
to see.
nothing exciting. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
Birdman sent me another fucking picture. Or
Yes.
something. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Boom. I just send you 2 pictures. How about you? Do you send little things back
This
and
is
forth?
a
Anything like that?
scroller.
No.
Anything in that era
No,
or
no.
area? I mean?
The only one that I've found is like on Instagram, and it's these like 2 cute little cuddly little animal type things, and
Yeah.
one to roll over and snuggle with the other. I mean, very, very animated / preschool stuff. Very,
Okay.
very juvenile.
Cuddly.
Lovely,
Cuddly and
sweet little
cute.
things, but nothing.
Okay.
I'll send those too, but that all the way up to
Yeah,
the
I
hardcore stuff.
don't
I'll
think
send
I
all
could
the-
do that. I don't
And
know.
with what we're talking
don't
about,
need
I'm
to
going to
do
bring it
that.
over to you. I'm going to steer away from that preschool talk and okay. Turn the plane this direction. How about you? Do you send little things back and forth? Is there?
Yeah.
Hey, check this out.
Little gifts, and we sex a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Even though
Yeah.
you've seen it before, why
Yeah.
not?
Pictures, text, little dirty talk.
Very good. I like this. Well
It
done.
doesn't, we may not end in the physical having
No,
sex,
but
but
it's just part
that's
of-
what is, yeah.
You
That's
just,
what's
getting
nice.
hungry.
Yeah.
You're working up the appetite.
Yeah, like here. Have that for now.
The
Beautiful.
build up.
Now this number 2. This is you. This is it's like you're doing everything that said you should do. schedule sex.
See, I didn't even read the fucking article.
I know. And, yeah. Please. Yeah, that's great.
HR,
I
take
just
note.
need you to read this 2-page article over the next 4 weeks. Okay. Schedule sex is what you do if you schedule sex. If you're not doing it enough, see, he's got it now. So we know you. And
We're kind of a scheduler.
Yeah.
We both have such busy lives, and I work 2 jobs. So, I mean, I work at 2 different places. I do the same thing, but so I'm always busy. She's always busy.
Are you on the same shift though?
Yes.
Or are you on different? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like tonight. Yeah. No. Yeah. So.
Plus
Yeah.
the kids' schedules.
Yeah, we got kids in
there's
basketball,
multiple
band,
schedules
all the
going on, yeah.
things.
Again, you've got
Yeah.
young people in the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes. So scheduling sex important, and I it has and I just put like every Saturday from 10 to 10:05 a.m. That could be a good one. But I think if you're scheduling sex like James or yourself,
Mhm.
I think it's good, it's helpful. But just like any exercise routine or you're on a diet plan, don't forget every once in a while to give yourself a cheat day.
Haha.
See what I did there?
I like
Love
that.
it.
That's for you, Mr. W. Hope he's still watching. Okay. And now the next one, this is kind of when we were talking before we started, just kind of getting warmed up here. I think this is what you do. Try intimacy dates.
Yeah.
And
Oh
not
yeah.
for sure, but it's pleasure focused, not goal oriented. So you said that you guys do lots of little things,
Yeah.
just to show that you love them and
Just stay
affectionate
close
things
and like,
cuddling and watching movies.
right.
and-
Yeah. And that's that really fills the cup most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
So that's good.
and that's important
Yeah.
too. Do you do some
Oh, yeah.
lots of the cuddle stuff?
Oh
and-
yeah.
yeah, very close and always.
Yeah.
Well, shit, yeah, I forget
I-
you're having sex 6 times a day.
I just love him so much that if I could crawl inside of his skin.
That's how I feel.
I mean I know that sounds like
That's
really
how
weird.
I feel. No,
So
it
did-
doesn't.
It's like-
It's
So
not
did
weird at
Buffalo
all.
Bill.
Right.
It's
Okay, I don't know if
literally
you
not
saw
weird at all.
Just- I mean,
Silence
I
of the
just
Lambs.
Can't
I'm so
get
glad
close
someone
enough.
else feels
I
the
just
same
can't
way.
get close enough.
Damn.
I just can't.
Or the cuteness aggression where you just
And
wanna
not to sound homosexual or
squeeze
anything,
the
but her
shit
man's
out of
hot,
him.
so she's got
James wants to crawl inside your man too.
she's got a hot man. She can't help it.
He is. He's ripped like Rambo.
He is
Telling you.
quite gorgeous.
Do you love your wife so much you want to crawl inside her?
Well,
You guys
that's
get to.
I always ask permission. I always ask permission.
I mean, seriously, what?
but
What's your problem?
I think our getting togethers are more like she's more of a dude than a dude whenever it comes to socially. So she's into football, she talks shit just like I do. So basically we're like mystery science theater. She'll be watching shows and then we'll just be sitting there talking shit about it, and that's
Yeah.
kind of our kind of thing.
She's like
Yeah.
a very friend.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have a penis, right?
No.
She's like a dude.
No.
Okay. And you're doing mystery science theater on shows, not while you're having sex.
No.
Okay.
No.
That'd
plot
be hilarious.
twist.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
I'm a dork, but not that much of a dork.
Well, see, this said pleasure focused, not goal oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I think this is a bad road to go down. Now, James, are you a sports fan? Are you into sports?
I don't know shit about sports.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay. Well, hang on just a minute.
I mean, I can follow. But I
can't
don't know.
follow.
I have nothing to contribute.
I had this with James in mind. So, James, now the problem I see here is,
Ooh.
okay, the problem is, okay, when I hear that, pleasure focused, not goal oriented, I think of a kind of football. And I see pleasure focused, that's yards gained. And goal is orgasm or points. And so if I could, James knows. If
No,
I
the
could-
orgasm's the win.
Okay.
The points are the nice things that happen as you're going.
Well, see, because I'm thinking about the 1994 AFC Championship game. Okay, the San Diego Chargers played the
Lost.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mhm.
Okay, now in this game, first downs, Pittsburgh 22, San Diego 13. Okay, passing yards, Pittsburgh 349, San Diego.
Was that Neil O'Donnell?
160. It's Neil O'Donnell and Stan Humphries.
Yeah.
And then the total yards at the end of the game, 415 for Pittsburgh, San Diego 226. But your final score, San Diego 17, Pittsburgh 13. So I'm just saying.
You're trying
Are
to
you
say
seeing what I'm saying there? No
You
one sees what I'm saying there.
you don't have to have all of that
I'm
build
saying
up for the
all the buildup is worthless because the points
the
are what's
win's the only thing
important.
that matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Need to do the thing. Need
Yeah.
to get finished. Need to
Exactly.
get to the goal.
That's
Bust
that's-
it through.
yeah.
Let's go to something that's more funny.
Why drive down the field when you can just have a kick return?
There's that.
Yeah.
Well, then you could just.
Oh
practice.
no, something funny, sexually related and football related.
Right.
That if you guys not into football at all, do you know who Troy Aikman is?
Nope.
He used to be a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys back in the '90s when they used to win things, and whenever he's doing shows, he's an announcer for I don't know what it is now, but I think he might be Monday Night Football. But there's a whole mix of him, and all of the stuff he's talking about football related is all innuendo. So, but he doesn't know it because it's just football lingo, and he's like, "Oh, look at that penetration there," and it's like, "Oh, he came on his face," but it's all like
Yes.
football.
Look at
like,
him squirt through the hole.
Yeah, he's squirting through the hole
Squirting
there.
through the hole.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh
heard
my
that one.
gosh.
You got to push real hard to get that kind of penetration. Like,
Yeah.
just funny. But they looped it all in one video. So if you ever look that up, Troy Aikman being dirty. Oh, it's
Nice.
I actually
I might
saw
do
it on a
that.
TikTok that you guys. That was the funny part.
TikTok.
It could be a good marital aid.
It's funny because
background.
she when we would be watching football, she would start giggling every time they would say one
Yeah.
of those, and then
Penetrate.
somebody looped all those together. So I sent it to her immediately
Wow.
and was like, "Look, all these things you've been giggling about." So I made a whole video of it. It's hilarious.
See, football can be sexy.
Yeah,
You can be.
sure.
Yeah. How about number 4, last one? What to do if you're not matched up? See a sex therapist or sex coach.
I
Have
didn't
you
even
ever-
know
have-
those existed.
I know. Have if
Yeah.
any? When I talk,
Dear
No.
Abby.
No.
That's the only one anybody remembers. Dear Abby or what's the guy, Dr. Drew?
wait, Dr. Drew, Dr. Ruth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dear Abby was like manners.
yeah. That was
Like,
the one that you wrote to. And
Should I spit on it before I put it in or not? That's more Dear Abby. Dr.
Yeah.
Ruth is more, yeah. But Dr. Ruth, that do you remember Dr. Ruth? You've seen videos.
I do.
So back in the 80s, there's this woman who's like 100, it's like a hobbit.
She
Like
was, she
190.
was like 70 something when she started. And
Yes.
still did it. She was a sex therapist on the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's this tiny little lady, but she's super funny too. Super
Very funny, and it's because it's all nice and
little
sweet. 'Cause
voice.
it's little old ladies talking about
Mm-hmm.
it. It makes you feel comfortable. To have someone from deep in Middle
Makes
Earth
sense.
talk about sex in the Shire. So, now the cost of this. Here's
My
the problem.
precious.
The cost is about $120 to $300, like per session,
Like,
if you go to a therapist.
Does insurance cover this?
I don't know.
Like, what can we tell our followers?
I looked it up too, and to become a PhD in clinical sexology, that's a real thing. Clinical sexology, it's $15,000 if you want to become a coach.
Man.
Okay, so just to let you in here, the average cost of a 6-pack is $6. Okay, it costs very little to leave your blinds open, or to join chat roulette, or to have just a neighbor or a good friend come over and watch. I think that could help for coaching, or to come over and film so you can watch the film later to see
And
what you
take
did wrong.
notes.
That's
Yes.
right. So for $6 and
That's
pack of
why.
smokes.
That's why at a other podcast, Joe Rogan was talking about you should watch porn because it's no different than the NFL guys watching film of their sport. You're just watching it to get better at it. So if they come in and you catch you watching porn, it's like, I'm just watching game film, getting ready for the game later.
I like that tie-in.
Yeah,
Watching
work.
porn is like game film. Get you ready.
yeah.
Well, I am ready to be a starting quarterback, James. I've watched a lot of game film, James.
That's not the game film. I was
Release me
watching.
onto the field. So, a few questions here at the end. Have you, since now, how long have you been in your relationship? You've been married?
So February will be 2 years,
2
that
years.
we've been married. Yeah. And then October was 2 years that we were dating. We got married 4 months after we
Oh, okay.
started dating.
That's okay.
True U-Haul lesbians.
U-Haul lesbians. Now, we did a pre-interview about a month ago because we'll get into it. You're is everyone a masseuse?
Massage therapist.
Massage therapist.
Yep.
Is masseuse an outdated word?
It is. It's kind of like, so when massage was first up and coming,
Yes.
it was kind of used to cover up sex work. So they used masseuse and masseur.
Oh, okay.
But those are no longer because they're just kind of attributed to like sex work.
Gotcha.
So,
So masseuse is more the
yeah,
the white
happy
palace?
ending. Yeah.
Okay. All
The
right.
Taiwanese,
Yeah. So
the-
yeah, massage therapist is just, I guess, the more professional
The
term
massage therapist.
for the profession.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now have you noticed any change then in a couple of years in your frequency or desire? Did it start out you were always together and it's changing?
Oh,
just
it's
in a couple of
changed.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's changed for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But for the good, because you do the other things on
Yeah.
the side.
Like in a good way, in a fine way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you first met, did you guys ever leave the house? And now you actually have jobs, and it hasn't changed for you,
No change at all.
right? Since you met, I
No.
mean, it's probably about the same.
Yeah.
And how long have you been married?
We got married in 2001. No, that can't be right. That could be right.
Okay.
I don't. I
You've had so much sex, you just can't
don't
keep
even
think.
Jumbled her
know.
brain.
Good Lord.
It just erased
You were
all the
married
dates on the
2000.
calendar.
I think.
2001.
2001.
Okay.
He jostles her so much. He's like,
That's
"Etch
what I
a
mean.
sketch,"
It's
and it just shakes
concussing.
everything clean.
You've been
I was
concussed.
30. I got married at 30.
Married at 30. Man, so you were revved up and ready. James, it's about the same frequency. It's changed. You said you schedule it. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean, when we
doesn't
first
mean-
got together, it was like 2 or 3 times a day.
yeah.
Then it was down to about 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
It just whittles down as the schedules change
Yep.
and the kids are there. Yeah,
Send the gift. Get ready.
yeah.
So I don't want to blow past that. So when we were having, because I was asking about massage
Yeah.
therapy,
Yeah.
we were talking, and she was saying, oh, something, and she goes, U-Haul lesbians, and I'm like, hey, being a straight guy, what's U-Haul lesbian? So share, what is U-Haul lesbian? What does that mean?
Well, there's like this idea around lesbians that like you meet and then like you never leave, you never move out, like you move in the first date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh shit!
And
I'm a
really,
lesbian.
that was fairly true for us.
So the women
Mhm.
more than gay. So men take
I don't
longer to like
know. I
talk to
don't
each other,
know.
and I gotta wait till I know if I like you.
Yeah,
might
I
move in
don't
with
I don't
you.
know about how it is with a gay relationship, but in lesbian relationships, it's definitely true.
So you go on like one date, and then
Yeah,
got my
it's like
stuff. I'm coming
it's
in.
like you want to come over, yeah, and it's like you got part of my dresser and closet ready. I brought some clothes,
Does it now? That sounds like
Or
great
they're already
fun.
wearing your clothes, right?
huh?
Or they're already
Oh, yeah,
wearing.
you
your
Yeah,
can- you guys
yeah,
can share, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? But does it become difficult because like you're moving from an apartment complex and you have
Mhm.
some kind of like how do you then sublet?
So it
your
worked
place?
out differently for us because I was living in my grandpa's old house after he passed. So I lived there. So it was my mom's house technically.
Okay, so you weren't paying
I was just
rent
like,
somewhere and
Moving in
you
with
were just-
Kristen.
you were just
Yeah.
looking for a and
Like,
you
hey,
found-
I'm moving in. Yep. So
and she was ready for you to move in. She didn't mind.
yeah,
There's a little
and,
bit of-
and like that's the thing. Like it's not technically moving in. You just kind of never leave. So then it's like, oh, I'll go back. I'll go back to my house and take a shit for the first 4 weeks because you can't poop in front of them yet.
Is
So
that like
you
that with
know,
lesbians too? You don't shit in front of each other, really?
it takes a minute.
Really?
It takes a minute.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But now,
Eh.
she's in there doing your hair, you're letting it rip.
Yep.
Who cares?
Yep.
That's good. It's comfortable.
Yep.
Karen, you take a crap while he's in there shaving or something? Do you guys, or you guys give
yeah,
each
we're
other?
past that.
Where did
It's
we-
all good.
Maybe-
I can go to the bathroom anytime I want.
Well, just seem like a fun side road to go down. But now we asked this because we did this story over the summer when we were practicing. So we've like kind of done the story before.
Yeah.
But, do you think you could be with a person then? I mean, if because you've got cuddling stuff. And everything. Could you be with a person that's like asexual or like not? I mean, for you it's different. Like nobody
They
needs
don't
to-
have sex at all.
Yeah, I mean, but for you, like somebody that couldn't perform, like if it didn't, like for guys it didn't work,
Oh.
or if you were with a woman that is really fun and fun to be with, but
Mm-hmm.
she just never wants to have sex, do you think you could still be with that person, or that would not be able to do that?
I think, like, obviously, like, I think of my wife. So, like, if that was her, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, whatever, like.
You would be comfortable with
But,
it.
like, if we started the relationship like that, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because sex isn't everything to me. Like, whatever. That's about 10% of the whole 100.
Of course.
So, I feel like you have to look at the whole relationship and see kind of like, is it all right if I go in the other room and watch a video and get good?
I thought you
Like,
were asking me a
no.
And then I was thinking, are you wanting to go
No.
do it now? I'm like, well, if you want to,
You know,
we
like,
can do a quick
I
commercial.
feel like
and-
that's the kind of communication you
Take
have to
5.
have in that
Yeah.
situation. Like, am I good while you sit here and I'll just go?
I'm gonna go
whenever?
drill this thing off and
Yeah,
come back and finish
I'll
Harry
be
Potter
back.
with you.
Yeah,
Pause it. I don't want to miss
exactly.
Hedwig. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're making headway here.
There it is.
How about you? Could you? I think we talked about this summer. If you met a guy, I mean, you're married, happily married, and you're having sex every day. But if you met some guy and you guys really had a good time on the first couple dates, and he's really funny, but you found out it doesn't work, like could you still love that person, and be with them?
Yeah, I think so. I
You
think
could do it despite that.
it's difficult to think that far back because I've been married for as long as they've been married. And
Yeah.
I mean, his face is the only face I see. So.
Oh.
So to think about like
Another
what would I
movie
have
we'll get
done
to.
if I were younger and met somebody else, I don't know. I mean, I think your sex drive goes up and down, and
Yeah.
I've already hit, my 50s, so
Okay. James, if you met a woman that just had no desire, but she was like tons of fun, like football,
Be my
funny,
friend. Be one of my friends.
just be a friend.
Like when I was younger, and chicks didn't give a fuck for me at all, so I hang out with girls all the time, like
Yeah.
whole crews of like girls I worked with and stuff. Like they'd have stuff where it was like they wanted to go to this concert, but none of their boyfriends were in it, and I drove a van at the time, which was pretty convenient.
Yeah.
I'm just like, everybody just pile in here, I'll take you there.
Cool.
It's cool to hang out with
And have
with
just
the other sex because they're going to tell you, like, you hang out with your buddies all the time. They ain't going to tell me some shit I don't already know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be out with girls for like 5 or 10 minutes and learn a half a dozen
All
things
sorts
you've never
of
heard of in your
fun
life.
tricks. and
You're a U-Haul what?
things.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Well, hey, enough about this sex talk. Let's get to you.
Okay.
All right. So, you are a massage therapist.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get there? Where you've had some other jobs. Tell us about
Yeah.
your other jobs. You were a bit famous for a while on the internet.
That's a stretch.
Well, I'm just hyping it up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Local legend.
I don't know. Yeah, I had like a kind of a following on Snapchat. Like people would I was working for FedEx and I just posted a bunch of dumb shit on Snapchat all the time about my shitty customers and
Yes.
people who pissed me off and shotgunning Red Bulls sometimes and yeah.
And you said you're working for UPS.
FedEx.
FedEx.
Yes.
Yeah, good listener. If anything, I'm a good listener. So you're working for FedEx.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever like see that? Did they mind you were doing that? Did anyone contact you? No.
Nope.
Nothing like that.
Nope, because with FedEx, it's FedEx Ground anyway. It's contracted, so you have contractors who are like small independent, business owners or whatever, and then you work
Okay.
under them. So they work for FedEx, and then you work for them.
You're working for the third
Yeah.
party person.
So it was a lot less. It's a lot less laid back than you would think.
Now you did you have customers that were really nice and did good things for you?
Oh yeah, I still keep in contact with a lot of my
Okay.
people.
And real quick, what was the now you made several of these because you were frustrated. You told me what's the story of one of the worst ones? What's the one that's ever?
I would say that has to be one of the worst ones.
Okay, tell that one. 'cause
So,
that's a good story.
yeah, I had to deliver this fireplace, like the portable fireplaces,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was fucking huge and
Yeah.
it was so heavy. I pull up to this house. It's the same one I just delivered yesterday, but I thought maybe I went to a different house. Going to the same fucking house. This is the second fireplace in 2 days. And I'm like, surely they don't need 2 fucking fireplaces. Like
Yeah.
they're huge. So I get it out and I thought for just a second, I'm like, maybe I'll go up there and ask him if he meant to order this again. And then I was like, no, fuck it. I just want it off my truck because it's in my way. It's big. It's on the floor. It's just in my way. So I'm like, no, fuck it. If he wants a return to sender, I'll just come get it tomorrow.
Sure.
Take it back. So I get it out, get it on a dolly. I'm struggling. The weight limit for FedEx period is 150. So you can handle anything up to 150 pounds,
Okay.
which is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
So, I was probably in my prime strength at this point because I'd been delivering for like a year and a half and I was just, so I was just getting this thing on a dolly. I get it up, I'm going up the curb and the stairs and I get it all the way up. And all this time, this guy's standing in the door with a beer in his hand, just watching me struggle to get the fucking fireplace to the door. So I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm used to that. You know
okay,
what I mean?
sure, yeah.
So then he pops out and he's like, actually, that was supposed to go to return to sender. Like, that needs to go back.
And he didn't tell you
Motherfucker.
until you
Oh, I
walked
was
it all the
pissed.
way up there.
And I literally looked at him like, you couldn't fucking say that. You could pop your head out of the door, drunkie, and let me know. Like,
Sure, no shit.
oh, I was
What a
pissed.
dick.
So yeah, that's one of many. If I think of more, I can definitely share.
Okay, that'd be.
But yeah,
incredibly frustrating.
working in snow and all the elements, like
Oh
that
my
was
God.
hard, but I did enjoy that job. I was really fit and really
Oh, it keeps going.
Oh,
looked
yeah.
real good.
Do you was it? It's all day delivery. Was you always like in the morning,
Yeah.
afternoon time? You
Yeah,
work
I
at
mean,
night or
With daylight savings time in the winter time,
Mhm.
it got darker earlier. So, and closer to winter, we were delivering out 7, 8 o'clock at night. So, sometimes it was dark. I
Yeah.
have delivered in the dark before, and it's a little scary because people don't know what you're doing on their porch. in the dark
Yeah.
when
Sure.
you're just trying to deliver a package.
And your delivery van or whatever, probably, it didn't say FedEx on it, right? Because you're just like a subcontractor.
Yeah, no, it did.
Oh, it did. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
sometimes people deliver packages place and they're just getting
Or like
a
out of their
vehicle.
car, like Amazon Flex.
Yeah,
Like
some
people
of the
deliver
Amazon
out of their
people,
car
yeah.
and stuff. Like
Yeah.
you don't know.
I
So
have no
that
idea.
that was a little scary. And just driving a 26-foot box truck in the snow was scary.
Were you mostly like in the Indianapolis like metro area?
No,
or-
Kokomo.
Oh, Kokomo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We were in the south side of Kokomo, so everything south of Markland was
Okay.
ours to
And
reach
in the
well.
same just area all the time, so you get to know the streets, you know
Yep.
where things are.
Yeah, like I knew. I really didn't have to follow
Yeah,
like
you-
my iPad or directions or anything
Yeah.
like that. I knew exactly where I was going after about 6 months.
Very
I
cool.
knew the area, so
So how long did you work for FedEx?
probably close to 2 years. I
Okay.
started like right at the beginning of the pandemic, like July of 2020. So
And then moving through, then your next job was,
because I really enjoyed it, but I fucking hated that job.
and remind everybody what Cintas
Ugh,
does
they deal with like linens, dirty linens, and rugs and rags
in
and
businesses and places like that.
Ugh,
And-
it was
yeah.
awful. It was
Uniforms and stuff.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful.
So I didn't like that one.
Didn't like that one at all.
Not a lot of fun.
And
there.
I was like, you know what? I'll go to school. Because
Okay.
I was married and my wife was like, what do you want to do? Because she just knew, like, every day I would come home and I would be like, I fucking hate this job. And I would wake up and I'd be like, can I pretend to be sick today? Because I don't want to fucking go.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you actually want to do with your life? And I was like, I don't know. You know, I did
That's
think
fantastic.
about massage back when my daughter was young, but,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, right when I got sober. And, I was a single mom. I was the only one. So it just didn't seem possible to me then.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like threw school out the window because one, I hate school anyway. And I didn't even want to go back to school, but I knew if I wanted to have a career, I probably would need to.
Some education.
So yeah, I was with my wife and she's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I thought about massage, but like, it just seems pretty intensive and like a lot. And she was like, just do it. So I got on the computer and I signed up for school and I was accepted to Ivy Tech and I started school.
how long did it take to go through the program?
The program itself starts in August, and then depending on the certificate that you get,
Yes.
you can be done by October of the following year with my certificate. I did a technical certificate, so it's a little bit more. It was like double the credit hours, so I went hard.
Nice.
Did you have to do like other school classes?
I did,
get
yeah.
that
So I
kind of stuff?
tested out of math because
Okay.
I'm just so smart.
Well done.
And then I had to take like basic English, anatomy. I had to take all those prereqs before I could even join the program. So I started in March, got all my prereqs done by August, and I took it kind of slow in the beginning because I was just like, this is going to be a big change for the next
Yeah.
year. And so, I took it slow, did my prereqs, got those done by August, and then I rock and rolled through the program, and it was really intensive. It was pretty hard.
And then at the end, is there like the clinical, like you have to actually go do it a
Yeah.
bit? try it out?
So actually at Ivy Tech, they have a lab there where they do clinicals.
Really?
Yeah. So starting.
Do people come in? Like, can a
Yeah.
person come into that school to get
Yep.
them?
Yep. So the
Okay.
public can sign up online and they're getting ready to start in January doing
Okay.
clinicals. So if you need a free massage, hit up the
Cool.
Ivy
Free
Tech
massage.
massage
Ivy
therapy
Tech.
program.
If you're one of those ones that are in the low percentage in the previous article,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
that's
actually,
not what it's there for.
No.
this is not this isn't the jerk
No.
palace.
No.
No, if you just need, relaxing touch.
Relaxing touch. What you do on your own time is up
Yeah,
to you.
right.
In the vehicle in the parking lot, that's fine. Okay, so then you're enjoying that because where do you work?
I am.
Currently.
So currently I work at Massage Envy in Lafayette 2 days a week. And then I work at Skin Remedy here in town 3
Okay.
days a week. So it's a lot. 5
Yeah.
days a week is
Yeah.
really too much for most therapists. So I am going to go down to 4 days a week and cut one of my days out in Lafayette just to be closer to home.
Generally, on average, how many clients do you see per day that when you work?
I work 5.5 hours a day generally. So
Okay.
whatever that allows, whether that be an hour, 90 minutes, it kind of depends. That changes how many people you actually see. But 5.5 hours is like my sweet spot. That's
Okay.
about where my max is for
Gotcha.
the day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably like 4 clients, then maybe or 3,
Yeah.
depending
Yeah.
on the time.
3 to 5.
Okay. All right. And is it how do you I'm somebody that I don't mind either way. Like when I'm getting a massage, like I will talk to people
Mhm.
and whatever. Do more people want to talk to you or do more people want to be quiet?
They want to be quiet,
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
which is fine.
Yeah.
And it makes it's really nice though when you do get that talkative client end because then you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's already been 90 minutes. Like
It just flies by.
It just flies by.
Okay.
Yeah. Because obviously, you do a lot of, you're massaging, and I just think all the time. So I'm just thinking the whole time, like,
Yeah. What do you think about when you're doing it? I mean, you're constantly like staying
I'm
focused
thinking
in
about,
the
like,
moment of like what you're doing. Is
I
it you
am,
wander? You
yeah.
convince yourself not to wander.
yeah, I do, you do wander a lot and kind of have to bring yourself back. But
Yeah.
then also after doing it for a while, you just like, you're so used to it. It's okay. It's it can be mindless depending on the
yeah.
issue you're working on, you
Okay,
know?
Sure.
So like if someone comes in to relax, that's super mindless. Like
Yeah.
that's just like the same kind of
Top
general
to bottom
massage.
kind of thing.
Yes.
Maybe? Yeah.
And then like if I'm fixing some low back pain or trying to, then that would be a little bit different, because I'm concentrated trying to figure out what's happening. So yeah.
So you prefer if people would talk with you, maybe? I mean,
Yeah, every
and
once
you
in a
think-
while was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, no problem. You don't mind doing
Yeah,
that.
I don't mind it.
Karen, when you go have you gone a professional
Yeah.
massage? Do you talk or do you quiet?
I've done. Sorry. I think I've had massage twice. Once in Lafayette, and it was a gentleman that did it, and I think out of nervousness,
You were talking.
I was a
Yeah.
chatterbox.
Yeah.
But the second one was with a woman, and I was able to just relax.
Let go, more comfortable
Let
with a woman.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love massage.
James,
Yeah.
No,
You-
never had one.
you've never had a massage
Never?
ever?
Just
Oh.
like
Even like a
girls
airport
I've
one?
dated and stuff like that, but
Okay.
never like paid to have somebody do
Do you
something.
think you would do one sometime, or you just don't want to do that?
The one time I did do that thing where you get inside that giant pod that has all the jets.
Okay.
It was like in a mall or something.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic. But
Never heard
But
of
a
it.
know.
person, like you don't want to take your clothes off on a table and hang
Nah.
out there.
not a fan.
It's
No.
not for everybody.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I'd pop and crackle like bubble wrap too.
Well, maybe that's because it means he
I
needs
need,
one.
I need, I
right?
need more of a chiropractor than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. I had another question, but it's completely out of my mind. James, you got a question? Very often I don't have much to
Do
say.
you guys have like a competitive thing against chiropractors?
No, actually, I always tell my people like you should work. I don't always tell them, but I do suggest chiropractic work a lot, or
Because
like
you
at
guys
least
are more
going to
like
see one.
muscles and things of that nature.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We
then
don't do anything with bone. So we are just soft tissue manipulation.
I'm just all
which
bone.
is-
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
specialist.
it's just soft tissue manipulation. That's chiropractors.
Yeah.
They just be cracking shit. We don't do none of that.
I thought of my question. So it was a great question, by the way, too. So have you ever had, when you're either in a clinical or
Mhm.
you're professional, do you have anybody that ever like tries to make it the jerk off palace or some shit, or some guy like doing dumb shit? Like,
So
you know,
I
oh my, look what happened.
Yeah, personally, I have not, and
Okay,
and
all right.
honestly, like an erection is super normal, and people like don't normalize it like they should. Like if that happens, do you want a pillow? Like I don't, whatever
Okay,
you need,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like but if you make it weird, yeah, like get out,
Sure.
because nah.
So it could just happen naturally.
Yeah, but a lot of people do run into that. Like a lot of people do run into that.
Okay.
Fortunately, I have not.
You have not. Okay.
Deshaun Watson,
Yeah, no kidding. Good Lord. Football player with,
football player, had
Got it.
66 different masseuses.
yeah, masseuses, not massage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Therapists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
They were like charges filed.
God,
So you're loving that. Your hands are
Yeah.
strong as.
they're
do you
getting
think?
yeah,
Yeah.
they hurt,
Yeah.
but they're strong.
And the last massage question I have for you: who massages you? See, because when you are tense, like who would you go see? Do you have certain friends that you still go see because they're really good? or-
Yeah, so I do. One of my school best friends, she is an amazing therapist in Lafayette.
Mhm.
I haven't been to see her since she opened up her practice, but I really want to. But through Massage Envy, we get a free massage every month.
Oh, nice.
I don't ever utilize it because I hate driving to Lafayette, but so I try to do it like before or after my shift.
Yeah, I
So
think
that
they're
I
great.
can, but
It's like your free meal if you work at a restaurant. Right?
yeah,
Yes.
you get a free massage or facial every month.
And
So
people do need to like drink a lot of water and
Yes.
like walk after they're done or something, right?
And
Like
don't-
exercise a little
don't
bit.
drink after you get a massage because
Yeah.
you will get drunk.
Yes. See, I noticed that when I go get a massage and I get the deep tissue,
Hmm.
so the people are like, now how? And what I usually tell the therapist, not the masseuse,
That's the ones where they're just like thumbing the holy
Yeah.
shit out of
what I
you,
usually
right?
tell them is, hey, you can't push hard enough. And what I want you to do is, if someone cut you off on the highway this morning, or some sister-in-law a total bitch to you, you were thinking this morning what an asshole your husband was, man, just channel that hate right in and just get angry. And I'll wave my arm if it's trouble.
Yeah.
But when I get that done and then I'm finished, then my nose is real stuffy. And then sometimes like the next day I get sick.
It can happen.
So it's a release. So I think they always tell you,
The
hey, drink
toxins.
plenty of
Yep.
water. So my thing, how I've combated that is drink plenty of water.
Yep.
And then go home and go like walk 2 miles. So you can like pee and get rid of, because otherwise it
That's
settles
really-
back in there.
Yeah,
and you
that's
get sick.
that's a great way, honestly, to avoid that.
Yeah.
I haven't actually heard of people getting like sick,
I get like sick.
but yeah, like the stuffy nose, that's super normal, especially when you're laying face down. Like, it just gets all clogged up. But yeah, you need to drink plenty of water. Definitely stay active. Use heat and ice if you need it.
And if you drink after, you'll get drunk faster.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that?
Much faster.
What's
I don't know. I think it's just the fact that you're just moving shit around.
okay.
Blood and circulation and all of that. So I think
Circulation.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So go get a massage, then go to the Raging Kegger.
Yeah.
Have
Get
fun.
schlitzed.
Your
For 2
bill will
beers.
not
And
be
then jump in
big.
the hot
Beers,
tubs.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome too. Yeah, sure. Okay, so the other thing I think
Yeah.
we're going to hit on was the recovery.
Yeah.
So what were you recovering from?
Meth.
Okay.
Meth was my drug of choice. I used for 11 months. So my daughter was, I think, 2 or 3 months old when I started using.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that? I mean, we talked about it.
Was this
before.
like a postpartum thing?
No, so I didn't physically carry my daughter. My ex-wife did.
Okay.
And I adopted her at birth. So, and we actually inseminated at home because we're the best like that, and we can do that. Lesbians can do that.
Yeah, so I was getting this massage and we're talking about being on the show and stuff like that. And then she said, well, we did like artificial insemination stuff and things like that. I'm like, oh man, like, and then how old were you again at the time?
20.
So she's like, I was like, how old are you? Like, oh, I'm 20. And she was 20, right? Or 19. And I'm like,
So too young. That's what you're saying. But
well,
yeah, go ahead.
no. What I'm saying is when they said,
Yeah.
when she said we did artificial like insemination stuff. And then she said she was 20. In my mind, I'm thinking of people who I know who are couples who are older who have done that.
Yeah.
But they both have jobs and like, it's super fucking expensive. And I was like,
Yeah.
so like, did your parents like help pay for that? Or like, how did that work to get money for that? And then
Turkey baster.
Yep.
the story.
You
I
just-
mean, not really,
You
but
just had
yeah.
a willing donor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And,
it
we
was-
just in a cup, and then we put it in.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think you're alone. But I think
No,
it's so
there's-
great that you share
yeah.
that story. 'cause
No, you
people-
can
know
buy
what I
you can
mean?
buy weed at the dispensary, or you can buy
Yeah.
it from your friend.
Sure.
It's okay.
Right. Yeah. Like I don't. Yeah. So there's probably pros and cons to it, and the research I did was minimal because
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's have a baby. Woohoo!
Sure.
And we had a baby.
Wow.
She got pregnant the first time.
the first time.
First time.
Man.
Yep.
So so how quick did that, I mean, go into the cup and then it's right here? Did we wait
Yeah.
a couple minutes? I mean, how
No, so it goes in the cup, and then he sucked it up in like a medicine syringe.
did it? Yes.
And he's like, here you go. And I was like, thank you. And then we just, and then she sat with her legs up on the wall for 30 minutes. And then,
So, and there was, now see, now when you hear this story and you're a guy from my end,
Yeah.
what you're imagining is,
Yeah.
you know, that he's actually doing
I'm
it.
going to have sex with
Oh,
her
no.
girlfriend.
Yes, like is
Yeah.
it okay to go ahead and just make this sure this works? You know, in our
Yeah.
you know,
Ugh.
but that's not allowed. No.
I mean, I'm sure it could be.
well, it could be, but I mean,
if you wanted to do it that way,
yeah,
you could. Yeah.
yeah, didn't like him that much. You know? I mean,
No.
there's a limit to what.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Okay. All right. I
So
think that's
did
great.
you, on the birth certificate, did you list a father?
I did sign as a father because at that point, gay marriage had been legalized for a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's no like
Yeah, they didn't
mother
do all,
and mother.
They didn't do
The
the, rest.
paperwork
They
isn't
didn't
done
do the
yet.
rest of the paperwork.
Yeah.
official
Yeah.
forms.
So, and that's fine. Like, I mean, whatever. Yeah, on our birth certificate, I'm the father. On any legal paperwork, I'm the father.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm still on it, so I'll take it.
Cool.
Well, the other couples I know that are that way had to do the same shit. Where one of them had to be the father part
Yeah.
on those things. Yeah.
They just
Which
don't
is-
have the
yeah.
paperwork
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah,
yet.
and
No big
they were
deal.
like, we have to put you as the father, is that okay? And I was like, fuck no. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just kidding.
Fine. Go ahead. No problem. So
Yeah.
the recovery.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah.
how did you get into methamphetamine? And why did you choose that one? How did that
Well,
happen?
it all kind of started with Adderall and Vyvanse and just pills in general. I felt good. I was staying up. I was losing weight. I wasn't eating. I
Gave
was
you a lot
getting
of
all my
energy.
shit done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, it just started like that. And then after my daughter was born, through like my ex-wife and I had done pills together. So then when she was born, it had been 9 months since we had taken anything.
Yeah.
So then it was hard to find. So then I was like, oh, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I was like, we're tired. We got a baby. And then so she, you know, my ex-wife was like, well, I found some Adderall. It wasn't Adderall. Mm-hmm.
Now, Adderall, for people that don't know, people
Mhm.
take Adderall who need it to calm down and focus.
Right.
But if you don't need it and you
Mhm.
take it, it acts as like
I
an
took it a
upper.
few times
Yes.
playing softball, and like a single would be a triple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like just instantly.
It gives
like, I'm
you
not
like
stopping for anything.
insane
Yeah.
energy and
Yeah.
strength and and so that's where it all started. And my mom is also in recovery from meth, so I was able to really lean on her because I had I fucked up and I
Sure.
was working for Duke Energy at the time.
Yes.
And I was installing meters on houses and apartment complexes.
Yeah.
And you get your own work truck, you go in every morning to the warehouse, you get your meters for the day, and then you're out of there for the whole day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, nobody's watching me?
Nice.
That's
A lot of
crazy.
free time.
Yeah. So I was like, I can get high in my truck. That's crazy. And so, yeah, I was getting ready to leave for a trip to New Orleans. I was going to go install meters in New Orleans. And I had planned to get sober then because I was like, I'm going to be gone for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, that'll be a great head start to get sober. And then that same day, they found a meth pipe in my truck and
Bam.
fired me. And of course, as they should. And yeah, I told my mom, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? And she's like, I
Yeah.
think it's time.
That was the moment.
I
The
think
wake
it's
up
time.
call.
It was
Yeah. And so I was just afraid because I hate to use the term functioning addict, but it is a very real thing.
Sure.
You know, I was paying my car payment, I was paying my bills, I was still going to work, you
Mhm.
know, whatever. Was not functional at all, but I still did those things. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do when I go to rehab and I come back and I don't have any of my shit? I don't
Yeah.
have my car, I don't have my phone, I don't have anything.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to want me to stay sober after that?
Sure. You deal with that pressure.
So yeah, so I just told my mom, you know, like I'm afraid of going and coming back to nothing. And she was like, I'll pay your bills. Now will you go? And I was like, well, I can't fucking say no now. I guess I'm
Yeah.
getting sober. So yeah, so I called Beach House Center for Recovery in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's a beautiful campus. It's a great rehab, and I would recommend it to anybody. Takes insurance. And yeah, I got sober.
How long were you there?
So I actually, in true me form, I was supposed to be there for 35 days.
Okay.
And I left against medical advice at 21 days
Okay.
because I was ready to come home.
So you just knew.
Yeah.
You snapped it.
Yeah.
you were
And I
good to
mean, it
go.
wasn't a big thing. Like, I still got my certificate. I still graduated the program because I had been doing so well anyway. I just really missed my daughter
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to come home, and I was tired of
Yeah.
being there. But they fed me really good food.
Oh. wow.
It was great.
What like what? Is there anything you wanted? Could you request whatever you
It was a
wanted?
lot of like surf and turf, a lot of steak,
it's
a lot
Florida,
of
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it was great food. Like, they had like a special chef that came in, and it was a great place. It was very comfy.
And how long have you been? How long has it been? She's sober.
4.5 years. So
4.5
June
years.
June was 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And you feel
Yeah.
1,000% better.
Yeah.
Everything's back on track.
Yeah, I mean, I still, and everybody's recovery looks like so different from others. Like, I still drink. For
Yeah.
a while, I smoked pot.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, everybody's recovery looks different. You know, I'm not doing anything hard. I will never do meth, never do pills, none of that. You
Yeah.
know, so but I drink occasionally. and
You're saying that sometimes you have dreams, right?
yes,
Where you were using it, and then you wake up and you're like depressed and upset.
Yeah.
And then you realize,
it's just a
oh,
dream.
it's just a dream.
Yeah, like, I've had very, very vivid dreams. Like, I can smell it, taste it, feel
Yeah.
it,
Uh-huh.
all of it.
Oh.
And I
Yeah.
wake up and I'm just like,
Oh
shit.
no.
And
What
then
have I
I look
done?
around, I'm like, okay, it's just a dream. Because, like, just the fear of throwing all of that away
Of relapse.
is disgusting to me. Like, it, like, really, I could never do it.
So yeah, it took mom,
Yes.
everybody kind of working together to help you
Yep.
out.
Yep. And,
But it's weird, like at that point, whenever you knew you needed to take that
Mhm.
path to go to the sober route, how
Yeah.
many people take the I don't give a fuck anymore and take the alternate route? You know?
yeah, so many,
Yeah, some people-
because, like, at that point, I was just like, what am I going to do? I'll just find another job, like,
Sure.
whatever. I can just find another job. But yeah,
It was
also,
time.
I've never been on a plane. I, at that point, had never been on a plane before.
Okay.
So I was like, they pay for your plane ticket to go down there. Maybe I'll go on a plane ride. Like, that'd be
Yes.
nice.
You weren't scared about that.
No, I
No.
wasn't. And it was kind of cool though, because I'd never been on a plane. So I met this really great lady on the way there, and we didn't have a person in between us. So I met her on the way down. She's like, "What are you going to Florida for?" And I'm like,
Funny you should ask.
"I'm going to visit some friends for a while."
Yes.
Like, no, I'm a meth addict.
Yes.
I'm addicted. So, yeah, but I met a great lady on the way there, and then I had I had to stop in Georgia, Atlanta, whatever, the fucking layover.
Oh, the layover. Oh, okay.
Atlanta
And I'm
is the
like, what is this
worst.
bullshit? Like a
Atlanta is the
layover.
worst.
Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely lost and withdrawing. And so, like, it was a time to be alive.
When you got to Florida and you got to the airport, was there a person representative that met you at the airport
Yes.
then?
Yeah, and he was super, super nice, really
Okay.
nice. And then I got out, and it was my second time in Florida. But as soon as I got out, like, the humidity hit me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking be here for the next month. This
Yeah.
is gonna suck.
Breathe deep.
Because I hate the hot.
Well, I was just thinking it could be kind of dangerous, if you are going to go to recovery.
Mhm.
I don't know that you should have too many layovers places.
Well,
Because that'd just be, you're in Atlanta, like, holy shit, you could have just like deboarded and just you'd be gone. You
Yeah.
could just took off into Atlanta and
Well,
been
And
gone.
that airport's insane too.
Yeah.
a lot of people will get
Both.
like a lot of people that were in my rehab were there for alcohol,
Mhm.
actually. And that really surprised me because, like, I just never saw alcohol being so prevalent. Like, as far as the numbers of over drugs.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
So when I was there and they were like, how many of you are here for drugs? And about 10 people raised their hand. How many of you are here for alcohol? 40 people raised their hand. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
It's availability.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
So like on plane rides and shit and on layovers, they're just
You
getting
could-
drunk, know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a great rehab, and I had a lot of great people help me. And then of course I went to my mom's sober living home when she was running it, still here in town.
Mhm.
So I stayed there for like a month until we were tired of each other, and I was like, I'm moving out. I'm going to find an apartment. Because she just got on my nerves and I got on her nerves, and it was just, like, I'm out of here.
So
That'll motivate too.
that
Yeah.
will definitely
Get away.
motivate you to get you
I
out
gotta
of the
get
house
away
with
from my
Mom.
mother.
So your advice then to anybody that would be out there that may be in this kind of situation is
Definitely find a meeting. That's the easiest, cheapest way to start getting a little recovery under your belt.
and you
I
can
went
just go to
to-
those and you can just walk
Yeah,
in.
there's
sit in the
you
back
can
and-
find. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up, but there are websites that show the meetings in your areas. Lafayette has a lot of meetings, which is kind of closest to here, but Frankfurt does have some meetings too. So
Yeah.
I would say find a meeting and find a sponsor.
and the sponsor is the person that kind of helps you along.
Yep.
Someone
Yep.
that's on
So
the
a
other side
sponsor is
already.
someone who has been sober for a long time and has worked the steps of recovery.
Mhm.
Because I would recommend a 12-step program. Some people find sobriety through faith, and like that's great too. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I found I stayed sober because I kept a community of sober people around me for a while.
Yeah.
I don't really go to meetings anymore because I don't really have fucking time.
Sure.
But yeah, that
But
kept
it
me.
seems
It
like
helped
you're
me a
well on
lot.
the other side.
Yeah.
You're able to laugh and joke.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
of
can look
course.
back and see how.
Are you sponsoring anybody now? Are
No.
you doing
Okay,
anything?
great.
like that?
No.
You ever thought about doing that later on, or maybe down the road?
I would like to. I would love to dedicate some more of my time to working with sober people. I really wanted to be a behavioral health technician or whatever. Like the
okay.
people who help you in rehab, like
Yeah.
the people
Yeah.
who help me.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be that position for people because it's hard to relate to others who have not been an addiction. So if someone's like, you need to do this, bitch, you've never smoked meth in your
never-
life. You don't
yeah,
know.
exactly.
You
sure.
don't know.
Easy for you to
So,
say. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier to relate to people, and like I've always kind of had a passion for it, but it doesn't pay anything.
Yeah.
It pays
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I would love to do that someday, but I actually haven't even worked my full 12 steps. So you have to work a 12-step program first, and it takes a long time to work your 12 steps.
Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't take, time varies for everybody, but I think I got to about step 4, and then I wasn't really going to meetings anymore. So
Stepping.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you could go, is it so you were on step 4? What's this, or what are some of the steps that you missed out on that you didn't do?
So there's a step where like you're making amends to people. Never
Okay.
got there.
Never got there.
Still need to do that.
But do you
so-
feel like a lot of that is you talk to those people anyway?
Yeah.
You have talked to them already?
Yeah.
Like my name
Yeah.
is Earl.
Your
You have to go
family.
back and right all
Yeah.
your wrongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so there's a bunch, but I think I made it to 4 maybe.
Okay.
You have to go through and do a personal inventory of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like, damn, I'm a piece of shit. Like
Sure.
you got to get low with some
But
of
you-
those. But
but you're-
there's a reason for that. You go low and you feel those feelings so
Yeah.
that you can stay sober through them and feel those feelings without masking it with drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think a lot's to be said for like when you told me that thing about having a dream that you still it's still in there and you still think about it,
yep.
but when you wake up, you're absolutely horrified.
Yeah,
It's
it's just a
just
shameful
frightening,
feeling, a shameful, disgusting feeling. Because honestly, like, I look at my life 4.5 years ago, and I was just like a mean, mad, shitty human,
Mhm.
and just like a really broken version of myself. That's what my mom told me. She's like, you're just a broken version of yourself, and your daughter doesn't deserve that. And so when she said that, I was like, damn. I am broken. So then, like that alone was enough to be like, okay, like I'm ready to get sober. But,
Yeah.
all the things I've gained over the last 4.5 years is about as much as I would be set back if I
Yeah.
never got sober.
Yeah.
Very true.
I have a home, I have a car, I got a family, a wife, food in the fridge,
Yeah.
good job, career, make good money. So all of that I wouldn't have, if I never got sober.
Well, it's good that you're back on track. You're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Being a mom and getting
Yeah.
everything done, and you know what? It's time to go already.
Is it?
I
Wow,
know it goes.
that's
I it goes by
fast.
so
that
fast.
goes really fast.
It's so quick, so quick. So before we go,
Yeah.
Once again, thanks for coming.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Maybe we
thank
can
you
have
for
you back
having me.
again sometime.
Of course.
Maybe for a little massage.
Massage.
Maybe just a little on James. No shirt off, just on. Just
You would be a good candidate for chair massage.
yeah,
Just get a chair
loosen
massage.
you up a bit.
Yeah. It's
what I'm
like the
saying.
ones at the mall.
Yeah. That's one of the best ones I ever had. Once
They're
was
so
at an
nice.
airport.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
still
it's
good, yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in. Reminder: Wilson Farm Market gift card on the line. The basket of beauty, the beauty of basket,
The basket of beauty.
basket of beauty, as well. The GGHOP@gmail.com if you want to let us know. And then we want to thank Wilson Farm Market again for sponsoring our show, and also Coach Kids. I think now we owe you $80.
I also want to give a shout out.
Get it, do it.
Rest in peace to Kurt Smith. Any of you guys that are from the Frankfurt area, ever frequent Hoops, ever work at Keiko, some places like that. He would always hung out at Hoops when Hoops closed. He was at the Roscommon for a while. Big Bears fan, super cool guy.
Yeah.
Passed away the other day. I want to give my condolences to Kurt Smith.
Certainly pass that along too. All right. So, Karen, anything you want to say before we go?
Just have a good day today.
Have a good day today. Absolutely. Join us Friday. Cindy Lovelace will be here from the old Shy 99 Scott and Cindy morning show. It was on for 30 years. She'll have lots to talk about. Big fun. And again, we want to thank Wilson Farm Market for the sponsorship. Frankfurt Beer Works and the
Frankfurt
tap room
Beer
here.
Works.
Frankfurt Beer Works. And also, we want to remind you to, treat other people how you want to be treated. Lighten the hell up, and you go make somebody laugh today. Thanks again.
Hop on the internet, what do you see? Clickbait, politics dressed as comedy. Who's outraged? Who's doubling down? The GGHOP is here to turn it all around with an ancient idea called having fun. Sounds a little scary, stick around, don't run. In the next 60 minutes, begging you to try. Open up your echo chamber and ditch your tribe. There's just one mission by which we're led to put a big fat smile The song is almost done, time to start the show. But there might be something left that you'd like to know. What's GGHOP mean? It's your right to ask. The guaranteed, genuine, honest to goodness 1 hour podcast.